Hello and welcome to this brand new episode of Newsmakers, the show where we bring to you trailblazer personalities and their success stories from various walks of life. Because at Newsmakers, we aspire to inspire you. My dear audience, I'm your host Simran, and today I am sharing the stage with a very wonderful personality. She is an iconic entrepreneur and she is the founder of two unique companies. First of all, she's the founder, chairman, and managing director of Legal League Consulting, and also she is the founder and CEO of Human Elevation. These two wonderful companies doing wonderfully well in the industry now. Let's just meet Miss Bitika Anand on our sets of Newsmakers. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Simran, so much.
It's so good to have you here today. I would like to start with this very first question, which is what was the reason of you to start League Consulting? Please tell us about that.
Yeah, so before I do that, I need to thank legal fraternity as well as you and Hindustan Times for giving me this opportunity. And why I started Legally Consulting is I started my journey, my professional journey 30 years back when I started working with SB Billamoria and Company and KPMG Pete Mavic. These are both CA firms and I'm a qualified CA, so I started my journey with them. And then I worked with a law firm for about 11 years. And I think when I was working with them, I learned a lot and also contributed in the space of law firm management. And then after working with them for a number of years, I thought it will be a good idea to replicate this and to assist other law firms in the same area. So, and I saw a lot of international law firm, international management consulting firms in US and UK who were doing this already, but it was not existing in India. So, we were the first ones in India to start law firm management consulting. And now I have worked in these 15 years with about more than 400 law firms in India. It has been a very interesting experience. And let me also explain what is law firm management. And I think I'll put it in one line, of course, explaining the areas. I'll just put it in one line. Anything beyond lawyering, which the lawyers do, is part of a law firm management. And it covers all areas like human resources, visibility, branding, technology, business plans, strategy plans, everything, like I said, other than lawyering. And it brings, of course, efficiency, productivity, all that to law firms. And that's it. So, but of course, I forgot to mention one more thing. There were huge challenges when we started this. So, just two challenges I will mention, which were very critical to manage. One was that that when we went to the managing partners to tell them, to first make them aware of these areas of law firm management. So, they said, how are you going to manage it? You're going to be working with so many law firms and so what about confidentiality? What about trust? And to simply answer them, I said, like you, I'm also a professional. You are working for so many clients. So similarly, I'll be working with so many of you. So I think that answers that. And of course, the other big challenge we had was also finding the right kind of resources. So other than this challenges, I think we have been now quite successful and we are doing pretty well. That's it.
This is such a wonderful thing to know that how you started this, and something really amazing which has come out, that it is just not just doing the lawyer thing. It has a lot of other modalities that you're taking care, like branding, and there's so much under this umbrella. Now, when I move further, I have this question that how is LLC contributing to the law firms in India? That is a very, very important question.
So, other than you defining these areas, obviously there's a lot more in these areas. I just named them and that's not where it ends. So, I'm not going to, I'm sure most of you would know what these areas comprise of. And I think most important thing, after you make people, after we made the law firms and the managing partners and partners aware, first that after that awareness, there is a realization process. So once they got aware that these areas are important, they need to do something about them, then obviously then there was a realization after that. And the next important part is implementation. So you may have awareness, you may realize, you may want to do many things, but if you're not implementing it, it doesn't work. So my team helps in the implementation. All founders, they have all ideas, they all have strategies, but most important part is implementation. And also I must say here that implementation does not the same implementation process does not apply to all firms. There is no one thing that fits all. So it depends on the evolution of the firm, it depends on the size of the firm, it depends on the practice areas of the firms, it depends on so many things, that what is the strategy and what kind of implementation that they require. So this is very, very important part. So when we go and advise, we need to we understand all these things and then give them a solution. And why also implementation is important, because most people understand only tangible. They are not looking more into that's why they see what are we delivering. So that is why implementation becomes very important. And one more thing is also there, is that all these lawyers are so busy doing their lawyering, doing their work, they're servicing the clients, and it's tough world. It's business. The business is becoming more and more complex. It's become, so new laws are coming up, so things are becoming more difficult. But we as a team who has the knowledge, who knows how to do this part well, assist them in and making them understand, and also and showing them the deliverables, and showing them how by implementation of these things they can they can either grow to the next level, or this is how we actually contribute. Obviously there's so much more to say regarding implementation, but I think that's what it is. I think our contribution is implementation. First is, I would say, strategy, implementation, and providing them with the team who can assist them, which normally is not existing within their firms. Here I am not talking of very large firms who have their teams already there with them.
All right. So, but then this is, you are, contributing to the law firms. But then of course there is another question that I have for you, which is that there are a couple of advices. What is that particular advice that you would give to the law firm as to if they have to grow to the next level?
Yeah, so just going back and continuing from there, like you see, you can make up, first is first is what you want. It is very important to know what you want first. What is the objective? What is your vision? If that goal and focus is not there, you cannot achieve. That's the starting point.
Yes.
Once that starting point then you make a plan. What mostly I find is the plan is in their mind. The strategy is in their mind. It's not articulated. It is not put in black and white. So our role is to put it in black and white, even define the actions and the deliverables to achieve them. Then look at it frequently, not like at the end of the year. Look at it frequently, help them achieve it, so that they also see our contribution. But I think to take the firms to the next level, I would say, and I would first only say one thing to begin with, is that if you are thinking in the best interest of the firm, if you are doing that, your firm will always go to the next level. I think that is very important, because when I go and meet them and when they ask for my advice, I only think of the firm. I am not thinking, obviously there are so many other things you need to think of to take the firm to the next level, but I first focus on the firm, what is in the best interest of the firm. The next part is little bit, I feel it is interest, I don't know, this is my thoughts, and so there are two parts to take your firm to the next level. One is the tangible and one is the intangible part. So here I would give some example also to express what I want to say, is that Definitely in the tangible part, you need all that I just described, the business support functions, strategy, planning. You can have tools, techniques. Big time technology has come in, OpenAI, and people are using Gemini, Copilot, all these things, and you can put best practices, policies, anything. There is no end to this, to bring more efficiency, more productivity, all that in the firm. So this is how you can increase your revenues or increase your profitability. That is all the tangible part which you need to focus on, definitely, to grow to the next level. The other part is, which is intangible, but I would say maybe more important than the tangible part. The interesting thing with law firms is that they are from both sides dealing with human resources. The people who work are their assets. They are the ones who are doing fee earning. They are ones who are servicing your clients. And on the other side, clients are also human. They are also, it is human. So the human being aspect, which becomes very important. So I feel, other than your brain, which is not processing that much of information, and maybe so you are using OpenAI to do that, because the OpenAI can process much more information and give you the desired result. But on the other hand, as a human being, you have other things like thoughts, behavior, feelings, and also relationships. That part is the intangible part. My recommendation is, or my advice is, just don't lose that human touch. That human touch is so important, and you will be surprised, that human culture, because human beings are not commodities. And I think, I'm not saying all that you don't need, all that is very, very important. Being a good lawyer, a good lawyer is extremely important. We cannot think that, oh, we can forget about these things. We cannot. But this is also part of a human resource. And so I feel, if you keep this in mind, you'll be surprised how fast you can move to the next level. Why? Because you can attract good talent. When you attract good talent, your services are better. When you are also the other thing is that you can retain talent just with that little bit of human touch. And let me also tell you that nowadays, the new generation, or even the past generation, I would say, people are all very intelligent. So there is no need to say things thinking yourself to be the most intelligent. Everybody can take a guess. Everybody knows why you're recommending something and why you're not recommending. So it is good to be transparent, genuine, because these things now appeal to the human being more than trying to be too clever. That is one thing. The other thing also I would say is, which is again little bit of intangible, is that when a founder is running his firm, so he is by himself, but if he adds in his leadership team the other members, imagine his own aspiration, his own ambition, his own energy is multiplied. Okay. It is so multiplied that it will automatically push the firm to the next level. And that is, so many people are now calling it institutionalization, they are calling it, so many other words are there for it, but I think it is group of people who are aligned, can push the firm to the next level. One single man, I don't think so, can do it beyond a point. So that is one example. The other one, I want to just give another brief example from the client side. Now, if you do digital marketing, right, you can reach the masses of your future clients, your prospects, and also these prospects and future clients can reach you through the digital marketing. But I want to ask one simple question, that if you go back and look at your client list, you will be surprised that the clients that came to you, or the ones that you retained, were only on account of your relationships. This was not only because, of course, digital market is important, all of it, everything is important. All I'm emphasizing right now is the intangible part is also equally important if not more important.
What a wonderful advice. There's so much to be, to take away from whatever just been told by Miss Anand, that how that you need to, take care of the company, take care of the people that you're working with, and most importantly, as we all know, that teamwork makes a dream work. So this is how you've been giving an advice. It's wonderful. Now I would like to ask you this very important question again. What was that thought in your mind that you started your another organization, which is Human Elevation? These are for legal recruitments, I think you started.
Yes.
Please tell us all about that.
Yeah, so so like I gave so much of emphasis to the human resources because they are the ones
Yes.
who generate revenue for you. They are their intellect, their everything is the one. They are the ones, because we are not like a machinery, we are not like a factory, right? So when we started law firm management, every firm that I went to were also looking for good resources, good people for their firm. And I feel that people also form part, the recruitment, sorry, also forms part, integral part of the law firm management. You cannot have doing law firm management without considering looking at your recruitments. Now recruitments are not replacements. Most firms I see is when somebody leaves, they all kind of start going to the market. So I need somebody, please, I want to replace. Recruitment is not replacement. Recruitment you have to do keeping in mind, you have to have some manpower planning. You have to decide what are the practice areas you want to grow, what are the kind of people, like what is the structure of your org structure of the team or otherwise the organization is going to have. Look at all that, look at whether you need senior people, junior people, what kind of people and at what level, and that is very important to understand before you go hunting for, or not the right word, sorry, again, go around looking for people for your firm. So I think because recruitments we found, and hiring became so important, and I think you cannot be a successful firm, or you cannot even take the firm to the next level, like I mentioned, if you don't have good talent. Your talent is the most important part of a law firm. So I think because of that, we started recruitments, and we also advise. And my simple advice is, when I talk to anybody who is looking for a change, I advise him also, I ask him that question, why? And many a time I advise candidates not even to move from their existing organization, because they have not seen what is coming to them. But I have been in the industry now for so long, for at least in the legal fraternity, and I've been for at least 25 years, I can see what is coming. So they make a foolish move sometimes just to go up in their designation without understanding what this designation is going to hold, what is that designation means. They all want to be partners at the end of the day, but do they really understand the meaning of a partner? Partner is when you call yourself a partner in any organization. I know people may say, oh, it's too idealistic, it's too this. Okay, fine, but you have to be a trusted advisor in every and any capacity. When you say you are a partner, no doubt, people look for change, for better compensation, for better career path, for doing better work, to work for better, bigger clients. All that is important. We all make changes for these reasons, right? But sometimes if the reason is not right, you make the blunder. And then I see those same candidates coming back to me after making that change, coming back to me, and and they tell me on my face, Bitika, I didn't make a good decision last time. So then they ask for my advice, and I give them what is really in their interest. not looking at, you know, what I'm going to make out of it. And I really tell them, don't make this change, it's not going to work for it, because I can see what is going to happen to him next. And I will also tell them that this is what they are going to what their next step will be. Also, somebody wants to become a partner just for the designation, they become a partner, they move from a very good firm to another firm just to become a partner, where they have not the capability of being the partner. And then after 1 or 2 years, after becoming a partner, they think, oh my God, I have come to another firm, I should not have been here. So they want to then go back to the kind of firm they were earlier going back, and they have lost that opportunity. So I feel recruitment is, I think, a very interesting area and a part of law firm management because of the human resources that we work for.
Wonderful. So what are your plans, future plans for LLC and HE?
Okay, so I'll talk about here. I'm going to take the liberty of talking about my plans. Of course, these are my 2 companies. I will always be involving them in future in anything I do and taking them along, even if they are working in different areas. But what I think is that the future is of concepts of integration and consolidation. So I really wish I can create a law universe where all segments of legal fraternity, whether they are lawyers, whether they are junior lawyers, partners, managing partners, or just founders, or general counsels, or judges from the, part of the some people from the judiciary, or anybody who has some involvement with law, they should come together under some umbrella and share their knowledge. I know again may sound very idealistic, but let me tell you, knowledge sharing is very important. But I would also say, just coming to the events, just giving your knowledge and saying what, and then going away, or doing these sessions, and then there is nobody to take that forward. You do an event, you have a platform where you share your knowledge, but then what happens to that knowledge? I don't see it going anywhere. That just remains there. Everybody goes to another next event, another next platform, and just share their knowledge, and then nothing happens to that knowledge. Obviously, we need to find ways and means to use this knowledge of this fraternity, which is so intelligent, which has so much to contribute, not only to their own fraternity, but also to the business, to the economy, internationally. They have so much to contribute. So if we, in some sane manner, can do this, I think that would be great. And also, I feel that lot of people and even organizations think that whatever they have created, or whatever knowledge they have, or whatever they have done, they think that's the best, that's unique. But I would really like to tell them, whatever you have done or whatever you have created is no doubt unique, but you'll be surprised when you share this with others. You'll realize that others have some even better suggestions, and they are also as unique. So my whole thing is, be surprised and share your knowledge.
What a wonderful interview it has been. You've really shared a lot of things about both of your organizations and the intent that you're working with. Through our program here, I'm sure that you're going to reach many more audience who would like to connect with you, and of course have your consultings for their law firms. Thank you so much for being here on our Newsmaker show, Ms. Anand. We were really happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Simran, once again, and nice speaking to you.
Thank you, and thank you, my dear audience. It was wonderful having Miss Bitika Anand on our sets of Newsmaker, sharing so much of her knowledge. And if you think you too have a story to share, you have something inspirational to give to the audience, please email us on the numbers here given, on the email address given here, and we would like to connect with you. Till then, Simran signing off, but I promise that I will be back soon. So stay happy and stay blessed.